Samantha. So today I'm coming to you with my 2016 TBR jar challenge review and also my 2017 TBR jar challenges. Basically, I'm just going to go through all of the challenges that I gave myself last year. So in January, my challenge was to read a book that someone has recommended to you, and that book was Air Fire, which my friend Becca basically nagged me to read for ages and ages. My challenge for February was to read a book that was becoming a film that year, and I read Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle, which was supposed to be becoming a film last year, but actually didn't become one and is becoming one this year. I thought I was completing the challenge, but I actually didn't. In March, my challenge was to read a sci-fi novel, and this is where I got obsessed with the Lux series because I read the first book, Obsidian, in that month. In April, my challenge was to read a New York Times bestseller, which was a very easy challenge. I don't know why I gave that to myself. And for that, I read Shadowkiss by Rochelle Mead, which is the fourth book in the Vampire Academy series, I think. In May, my challenge was to read a book that is set in my country, and I definitely didn't complete this in May, but I did eventually read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes because that's set in England where I live, in case you didn't know. In June, my challenge was to read a book published in 2016, and I read The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I have a review of that book up on my channel, so if you want to see it, I will link it down below for you. My challenge in July was to read a book over 600 pages, and I completed that by reading Lair of Dreams by Limba Bray. In August, my challenge was to finish a book in a day. I didn't actually manage to complete that challenge at all throughout the year. My challenge for September was to read a book that someone chooses for you, and for that one I read On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher, which my mum chose for me. Unfortunately, I didn't love that book, so it took me a few months to read, but I did end up finishing it in November. My challenge for October was to read a YA bestseller, which again is not a very challenging challenge, and for that one I read Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. My challenge for November was to read a fairy tale retelling, which I completely failed to do. I did start one, but did not manage to get very far into it. And in December, my challenge was to read a book with blue on the cover, and since I didn't read anything in December, I definitely did not manage to complete that challenge. Those were all of my TBR jar challenges for 2016, and here are all of my challenges for 2017. So that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!